What's up, dudes? Welcome to part 5, I believe it is. Yes, part 5 of our Portugal playthrough and Europa Universalis full. So, dudes. All right, man. So, where we were sort of at last time, we had been focusing a lot here on the sort of southern cone of South America. And the reason being is I want to get a colonial nation down here in La Plata. I want to be the dominant power down here, right? Since apparently Spain sharked us on on Brazil here. But the bigger reason, and if you notice this province, Arica here, so this is the very northernmost province of the La Plata colonial region, right? So we've already got, we've got this colony, that colony. This one's being cored up. This one's cored up. So we got 4. Well, 4 once this finishes coring. And then we're going to have our 5th up here, right? So that's going to form a colonial nation for Rio de la Plata. But then it will puts us right on the border, as you can see here, with one of the Andean nations, I believe one of the Aymara culture nations, I believe. And so we're going to be able to fabricate claims on them, conquer, some of that, and establish a Portuguese Peru. And you see in Peru is a whole heck of a lot of gold. And with that gold, we're going to be having, a wealthy colonial subject that's probably going to start expanding on its own without any subsidies. For example, Portuguese Brazil here doesn't have enough money at the moment to expand on their own. I'm going to have to start subsidizing them. But again, we're still, not fully out of the woods when it comes to our finances. We're still paying a decent amount of interest. We still have, 12 loans left, which is much less than we had before, right? But, we still need to move things along a little bit more when it comes to that before we can really start bringing that money in. We can really start, activating our almonds here when it comes to Portugal. So, we really need to get the money flowing in, because in that regard, we're really behind where we should be. So, yeah. We're going to get our treasure fleets from Peru. That's what we're planning on doing. Another thing I was looking to do was also do the same in Mexico, because why not? But before I started the stream, I couldn't help but notice, and I think I saw this the last time, it looks like here we have the Spanish, or the Castilians rather, already over here, which is unfortunate. And then I noticed, the Texas coast, down to, a little bit past the Rio Grande to what's now Tamaulipas, is already claimed by Spain, or Castile again. And if you look at Castile, you can see they have 2 crown colonies, Castilian Brazil and New Castile. And look, typically that's what, the Mexico colony ends up being named when it's controlled by Castile, or in the case, if it's Spain, it's going to be New Spain, which is the historical name, of course, for colonial Mexico. So that's unfortunate. But I did notice that we do have another way that we could possibly expand into Mexico. Now, if we look at Cuba here, you see it shares a sea tile with part of the Yucatan here, where basically where modern-day Cancun is. So that's pretty convenient. So we could put a guy here on Havana, which is this province right here, which is also a center of trade, which is just great. Well, you can't see it right now. And then I could fabricate claims in the Yucatan area and go from there, And the Yucatan's also a great area in and of its own right, because, they have they mostly produce cocoa, which is a very cacao, which is a very valuable trade good. So that's kind of the plan. So once I finish up this colony, I'd kind of like, to swing around over here to the Caribbean. And I already wanted as it was to get a Caribbean colony going, and there's no other colonial nations or no colonies at all over there. So that's definitely something we can do. We can create a colonial nation up here in the Caribbean. So that'll be good. So, but yeah, dudes. Another thing we're sort of lacking, and another thing we got to catch up on is admin power, dude. We need a lot of admin power. And, because I have so much gold income, if you look at how much money I'm making from gold, 11 and a half, which is all coming from one province, which, like Tafai Lal, which, of course, because of the whole event where you have to be the first European nation to find gold outside of Europe because of the bullion famine, right? So we have that modifier, the striking gold modifier in that province, giving us double. So we have that until 1551. So we have we have another 30, 31 years basically for double income on this province, which I just dubbed absolute heckin' back. To solve our, previously slightly dire financial situation. Basically we're just drawing a ton of wealth out of Morocco here in terms of gold. But look, guys, that's unfortunate because, the trouble with gold income, man, the inflation that you end up getting from that is nuts. And now, I have the usury forgiven, which is a very strong, basically, what do you call them? I don't know, like, I don't know how you would put them, but from your papal influence, you can choose these like benefits. And so I chose that, and that helps us a lot. But nonetheless, since we have so much gold, we're getting, a lot of inflation. So I'm constantly having to spend admin power to reduce said inflation. So that's another expenditure of admin power. And whenever you expand, you're using admin power to core places up. And obviously, I would like to full core a lot of places, because a lot of things are territorial cores still, right? And that costs yet even more admin power, right? So we need nothing but admin power, man. And if you look at our ruler here, he's not a bad ruler. You have 4 diplomatic skill, 5 military skill. That's great. But 1 admin skill. So sorry, Enrique V, but I'm hoping an accident or something happens. Hence, I put him at the head of this army, the Europe, North Africa sort of based army. The Guardia Real, I put him in charge, and hopefully we can get this in our heir, Joao de Trastamarna, who's just an absolute Chad, 555, with a bold fighter, land leader shock. I mean, that's crazy. That's a good. He's going to be an amazing king. So I hope that this guy doesn't live until like 70 or something, and we can get some good amount of time, right, with this dude as king, and we can just stack up admin power, man, because that's something we need. And yet another reason why we need admin power, guys. If you notice, we're at admin tech 7, dude. Admin tech 7. We're behind. We're at Militech 9, Diplotech 8, Admin Tech 7. And furthermore, on top of that, we're working on our expansion ideas, which require admin power. So, dude, I mean, we need all the admin power we could possibly get our hands on, because we need to get this general colonization law, giving us another colonist, not to mention more settler chance. In the meantime, you go global tariffs and travel time. That's cool. Additional diplomats. It's great. Who doesn't want an extra diplomat? That's great stuff. And eventually, competitive merchants, global trade power plus 20%. That's gonna be huge, especially as the game goes on. But yeah, man. So yeah, we need money and we need admin power. And lots of it, guys. Lots of it. So anyway, let's see what we can do. So we can make states apparently. Cape of Good Hope. Yeah, concentrate development. Yeah, so I could make this like a trade. I could make this a trade company. Less tax and manpower, increases value for trade. Yeah, I should probably do that. Yeah, yeah. So we got the, now we've got the new trade company down here. And by the way, guys, I'm sorry if there's some background noise. My wife and her sisters, my sisters-in-law, they're watching Stranger Things in the background. So there's that. But yeah, man. So now we got, yeah, Portuguese South African company. That's great, right? So on the other end of the world, right here, right? So we're expanding sort of around the Horn of Africa, or Horn of Africa, or well, we are expanding around the Horn of Africa, but we're expanding around this the Straits of Magellan, around Patagonia. We're hitched up here in Santiago. In fact, I'm going to rename this Santiago because that's where the city of Santiago is in Chile. Or, hold on. Can we not name it that? Is there another Santiago? Santiago. No? No, there's no other Santiago. Okay. Yeah, here into Peru. And I was thinking of expanding over here into Central America and then fabricating claims like putting a colony down in El Salvador here. They fabricating claims down here in Oaxaca, but that's not going to be an option. So, you know, probably go over here to Havana and then fabricate claims there. And so basically that's kind of the vision for South America. We got a Brazil colony, we got our La Plata colony, Peru colony, then a Mexico colony, and a Caribbean colony. And I think that'll be like basically good enough. Like that's mainly what I'm mainly going for. Like, you know, sure, we could get a Colombia, we could get, you know, a California at some point, or like the Pacifica Norte here. I think that would be a good idea, but at the moment being, like, that's sort of what I'm focused on this side of the world. Meanwhile, on this one, right, now I would love to get all of these provinces on the coast here, but, you know, we only have so many colonists. We haven't gotten our third one yet. So, you know, I don't know. Like, if these ones end up getting scooped up by some other power, not the end of the world. I just hope it's, if anything, Castile, to be honest, because at least then they're going to be transferring that trade power to my same trade node. You know, if it's, for example, England, well, it's going to be a bit more unfortunate. But yeah, eventually we're definitely going to send some guys down here and take the Congo coast. We definitely want to do that. But the one province I also want to make sure I definitely colonize over here. Now, I would like to colonize Luanda just for like the historical LARP, right? That was the big Portuguese colonial town. But the other one's Calabar here. We definitely need to take Calabar. That's another natural harbor, another center of trade, dudes. And of course, we definitely want to conquer the coast of Benin here. There's, you know, some African nations fighting each other over that area. But yeah, that's not only is it an entrepot, but it's also the Niger estuary. So yeah, center of trade and estuary, very significant port right here. Ew. Yeah, that's what I. Yeah. So anyway, oh, and of course, eventually here we're gonna definitely declare war over here. You know, take Dakar. You know, we got the Senegal estuary, and in Bissau or Gabu, but it's like Guinea-Bissau basically. Or Kansala, actually, it's saying. Wait. You know what? I might be getting my geography mixed up. Kansala, that sounds like, isn't Kansala part of Guinea? No. No, I think Guinea starts out right here and kind of goes on the coast. And we got Sierra Leone, then Karoo and the Grain Coast. That's Liberia, basically. Ivory Coast, of course, Ivory Coast. Anyway, whatever. So, yeah, I think this is basically Guinea-Bissau, which is Portuguese colony. So we're definitely going to get that stuff too, you know. Sure. But yeah, so down here, obviously I'd like to get all of these Good Hope provinces. Of course, if I end up colonizing all of these, I will leave like the interior ones for later on, you know, when I don't have any other areas to colonize elsewhere. But honestly, you know what? If I only get the Cape Town or Cabo de Boa Esperanza, you know, I'll be okay with that. You know, that's the province that I'm after. That's the main one I care about, right? And because look, I mean, honestly, one way or another, it's like, you know, all of this is going to be being transferred over to the Ivory Coast anyway. So who really cares? But so basically, we want to expand into the Indian Ocean. And I've already got a colonist going over here to Mauritius. And we want to get Mauritius and Ile Bourbon. Definitely we want to get both of these because these are 11 development. And they typically have a very valuable trade good. And also it's a good jumping off point for the rest of the Indian Ocean. We want to get definitely in Hambane. You know, that's a natural harbor. That's part of the Zanzibar node. That's important. We want to definitely, eventually, we really want to conquer basically all of Zanzibar, essentially. That'll definitely be a goal, at least, like, you know, up to definitely the island Zanzibar for sure. That's in our mission tree. And eventually, of course, you know, some influence here in the Cape of, or the Horn of Africa, so basically Somalia. And of course, you know, there's our mission tree for Hormuz and Oman. So basically, we'll be transferring everything down from Hormuz to the Horn of Africa node, down to the Zanzibar node, over here. Meanwhile, we want to move from Mauritius, and I'm going to have my guy do some exploration over here, and I'd like to then set up shop in Indonesia. And there's a couple things that we want to go for. I'd like to get East Timor for the LARP, right? I'd like to get a Australian colonial nation. Ideally, we'll just, you know, just fully have all of Australia as our colony, right? But I think that, you know, I'm either going to first land in Australia, right? Or if I have the colonial range, I'll land in like Ambon or one of those clove-producing provinces. Ideally Ambon because it's the highest development. But yeah, you know, we want to get into those high development islands with good trade goods. Like, so basically what I'm saying, guys, is when it comes to crossing the Cape of Good Hope here, we're basically wanting to go in two main directions, at least in the medium term. North over here, basically, the Kaliwa, Somalia, Oman, Hormuz, right? And across this way over to Indonesia, right? And Australia. But the main thing we really care about is Indonesia. And of course, we're going to go for India, obviously. But that's sort of, you know, so basically we're going west around, you know, through the Americas, and east around Africa over to the East Africa, India, and Indonesia, right? The Indies, guys, the Indies. That's our priority, right? That's what we want. That's how we're going to unlock the real wealth. Anyway, so back a little closer to home. One thing I was kind of considering here is potentially going up against Aragon, and they're rival, and so we always want to have like lots of power projection. Right now we only have 30, and in fact I realize I've been forgetting this entire game that you can get some free power projection by insulting and embargoing your rivals. So I'll go ahead and definitely do that in a sec here once I have, like, you know, free diplomats. But I was thinking, you know, we could declare on them, take some of this territory, but, you know, I don't want to get all this too much. Well, we'll have aggressive expansion, but I don't want to get, you know, too much territory that I have to core up, spend admin power. So what I was thinking was, imagine, for instance, we declare on them, right? I mean, maybe we take, like maybe these provinces or something, I don't know. But what we can do is we can take like, maybe 2 provinces here, Hativa and Alcant, or I don't know, something like that, or even just 1, no, I don't know. And we can release Valencia as a vassal, right? Get Valencia as a vassal, ladies and gentlemen. That's interesting, right? Or we could get, for example, Catalonia as a vassal. That's another option too. So I think that would be a great vassal. What are the 2? I think Valencia makes a little bit more sense. Would be just absolutely great. And what's great about releasing vassals is that you get a reconquest casus belli for their cores, right? So let's suppose we take 1 or 2 provinces down here. Now we have a reconquest casus belli on Valencia itself, which is a high development center of trade, and of course this next province to the north, right? So that would be huge. Imagine we had Valencia as a vassal right here. That would be an amazing, great vassal. That would be tremendous. Great to have, right? So anyway, guys. So Age of Discovery is ending in, pretty soon, right? So we got to take advantage of those age benefits while we have them, right? Our clergy and burghers are pretty disloyal. They don't like us too much. Luckily their equilibrium's above 30, so eventually they'll kind of swing my direction. I've been avoiding the summon diet because of the nobility and burghers influence. I think I'll continue to do that, at least for a little while. Yeah, man. Nothing significant in disputed succession that we can really get like a nice PU or anything on. You have claims in Sao Tome? What? Oh. Okay. I see. There's Sao Tome here. And then there's Sao Tome here. I thought the game didn't let you have like 2 names on, 2 different, or the same name on 2 different provinces, but whatever, dude. Whatever. Anyway, guys, at this point, I don't know what I'm waiting for. I've been on stream for 20 minutes and haven't pressed play yet, so let's do it. So, oh yeah. One of the things is that Aragon has some decently powerful allies, Decently powerful allies. You got Genoa, Savoy, which are not anything too crazy. Nothing too crazy. But the Netherlands is. The Netherlands is, dude. That's the Netherlands is a significant ally. Or a significant ally of Aragon. And look at this. I mean, in this game, sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, just messing around with me. But yeah, sorry, I got totally distracted. Look, guys, in this game we have a crazy Netherlands, man. I mean, this is nuts. It's basically the entire Benelux region, as well as like a good portion of the Westphalia region. Like including Munster itself. That's nuts, dude. It's really nuts. a lot of that's due to the fact that we have a weak HRE in this game. Yeah, dude. So it's a kingdom, interestingly enough, or it's an elective monarchy. Okay. All right. But yeah, 52,000 standing army. That's a lot. France has more, 77,000, but like, look at the size of France versus the Netherlands. I mean, these are tiny, pretty high development provinces. So that's a nasty ally they have there. Anyway, I'll take my chances, I guess. Tariffs and naval supplies. I do want to be careful with tariffs. I mean, you do make a decent amount of money on tariffs, but it really does end up pissing off your colonial subjects after a while. But gain 5% tariff value. Okay, so it's not like, I guess it's not really specifically on naval supplies, just you get like a general 5% tariff value. Okay. And we can seize land if we want. You know, saying 3 provinces will revolt. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's important to get over that, that 50%, right? Of crown land. So we'll do that. We'll do that. Sure. So where do we get rebels? Okay, no problem, no problem, no problem. We're gonna stop drilling on these guys. And yeah, we'll put up the army maintenance. It doesn't need to be too high, It could, it's just a few dudes, right? It's just nothing. Well, we'll put it up all the way just for a sec, And then we got a new merchant apparently. I'm not sure what. Oh, because we get a merchant immediately from a trade company. Wow. My question is why we didn't get another merchant from our West Africa, our Ivory Coast trade company. That's interesting. Couldn't tell you why. Anyway, though, so we can figure out a good place to put those guys. We could have them transfer trade here. But what would make the most sense? Transferring in Safi. We could do Tunis. Yeah, I mean, we could do the Caribbean. Right? Brazil, that could be done. I think we'll do the Caribbean because we are planning on. Oh, that's out of range. Okay, so we can't do that. Could do. Yeah, we could do Congo. We could transfer from the Congo, right? What, 14%? What's this? Inland trade node. So, if you have a merchant present that collects an inland trade node or steers toward an inland trade node, will give you extra trade power in that node based on your trade efficiency. Okay. Huh. Wait, so trade companies in this region boost the amount of goods produced in all non-trade company provinces by 40%. Whoa. Okay. Huh. All right. Then I guess it makes sense for the other provinces not to be in a trade company. So I probably should have just put, like, for example, the centers of trade in the Ivory Coast as a trade company, maybe. Okay. Well, anyway, we're going to transfer down here because, like, we're eventually going to have just a straight, like a line of sort of merchants transferring down as time goes by, right? Down from over here, from India, from Indonesia. So, yeah, that's fine. And, we get more trade power, we'll transfer some more trade that way. I don't know how much that benefits us right now, but in the long run, it definitely will. Okay, get enough morale to fight these guys. It's a good thing that all these revolts happen, so close by, right? Okay, yeah, go here. Oh, sick, dude. We like that. All right, taking them out. Nicely done. Yeah, I also noticed, so we have over 20 spy network in Tapuya here, right? So we will stop this guy, withdraw him, and let's bring you guys over here, Tercio de Americas. We'll bring you guys over here. And we're going to go to war with Tapuya. We're going to let them migrate away. We're not going to fully annex the tribe, right? We're just going to take a nice little province for our colonial nation, just like that. And that's something we've kind of been doing. We've been fabricating claims on these, bordering natives and take a province for them. They retreat further back. We fabricate a claim, wait for that truce to die off, right? And, we take another little province because, unfortunately, in this area, Treaty Tordesillas gave Brazil to Spain, or Castile. So, we don't obscurtan. How do you say this? Obscuritanism. I'm going to look something up real quick, guys. One thing I've been wondering is if this obscuritanism thing has any other effects on, like, innovativeness or technology cost or whatever. So I'm going to ask EU4 obscuritanism. Right? So let's see this here. Waves of obscuritanism. So okay, I'm looking on the wiki, and I'm not seeing that there's really anything other than what meets the eye here, right? So obscuritanism. Okay, I'm on Reddit here. Here, let's see. So you got wave of obscurantism. So, what is this? I don't think this is what I was looking for. We'll ask the good old Microsoft Copilot. How about that? EU4, wait. Obscurantism. Hidden effects. Look at these guys, they're making me do a CAPTCHA. Look at that. Oh, you can't see it. I haven't put it up on the screen here. Let me see. They're making me do a stupid CAPTCHA. Look at this. Nonsense. Stuck here, send feedback. Dude, I don't want to send. Come on. Here. Hold on, I'm actually going to put this off screen. We've got other things I looked up with the Copilot. So, hidden effects, according to the EU4 wiki and modding documentation, the modifier may be hidden in the interface if hidden equals yes is used in the event scripts. Hidden effects can include country flags being set, global flags influence AI behavior or mission trees, scripted. Okay. Okay. Basically, guys, it essentially does nothing. So you're essentially trading, right? The obscurantism does nothing but give you 2 unrest, and you know, you either get 2 unrest or you lose 10 prestige. That's essentially the trade-off. So I'll take the prestige hit, man. I think it's definitely better. Yeah. Yeah. It's bizarre. Kind of bizarre in my opinion. I mean, really, kind of a dumb event, to be honest. And I remember it's an old one. It's pretty much like always been there as far as I'm aware. You know, I don't remember a time in this game where that event didn't show up every once in a while, at least once per game. I don't think I've ever gone through an EU4 game without that having shown up at least once. Yeah, so also I suppose this kind of was a perfect time for me to take my my guys off of being low maintenance. Whoa, 11 income even with fully maintained army. That's pretty crazy. Well, okay, 7. But perfect timing because I mean we're about to declare war. Going on these guys. Let's just go in there, stack wipe them, and then Guarani. I'm also at war with them. Perfect. So, apparently they're just going off into space here. Which of these provinces should I convert first? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm being distracted by something right now. All right. Oh, France took Defender of the Faith. Interesting. Okay. Need to have more prestige in the current Defender. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we'll focus on converting these Muslim provinces, these Sunni provinces. I don't really care if like a couple, of my America's provinces are, animist. That doesn't really matter to me. We definitely want to take the admin tech, get admin tech 8. As much as it kind of hurts us to lose admin power, you know, I mean, you know, you got to stay up to date on technology, man. I mean, that's you got to do it. Oh, that gives us a decision of some sort. Pass the act of uniformity. Got a missionary strength in exchange for institution embracement cost. Well, okay. I mean, wow, so we haven't embraced colonialism yet, which is crazy considering the fact that, like, you know, like, it originated in Porto. Castile's embraced it. Well, wait a minute. Or when embraced, I get more trade power. Okay. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, so it'll increase institution embracement costs, but I get an extra missionary strength. And what are the terms for this? Admin tech, at least 8. You know what I might do? I might wait to embrace this one and then take it. You know, because later on we're going to be having plenty of money to be embracing, you know, institutions and such. But at the moment, like, we don't have a lot of money for that sort of thing. So, you know, making a decent income, but we still got to get out of debt. We still do, you know? We really still do. So, yeah, guys. I also couldn't help but notice, check out Genoa. I didn't really think they had the forces to do this, considering they're basically pretty much just banished to Crimea, more or less. But they came in here, you know, maybe they had help from Aragon, I guess. And they took Tunis here. They took that area. Am I friendly with them? I guess ish. Like pretty neutral. Yeah, I mean I'm okay with that. That's fine, honestly. I mean, I would have rather taken that myself eventually, but not a big deal. I think in the next war with Morocco, we'll just get rid of, you know, Morocco here. We'll just get rid of Tunis entirely. And I feel like at this point, we don't really need to, you know, have Morocco existing just so that if I get some big heretic rebels, you know, showing up over here, I can call into this, you know, war against what's now a one province minor and get the French and Castilians to kill off my rebels. I think I'm kind of past that point. I mean, I should check the rebels to make sure. I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know. Like, and I'm not even really seeing that heretic rebels are really a factor here, but that was nasty. I got 2, you know, revolts earlier in the game that were like, dude, just completely nuts, to be honest. It was like 27,000, you know, rebels. Like, hey, whoever's sending that emoji, hello. Yeah, man, I mean, yeah, man. So, all right, let's send you guys another exploration mission. We'll have you guys do, yeah, Caribbean Sea coast, right? Or maybe Western Ocean coast, Northeast Pacific coast, Pacific South America coast. Well, where'd they end up? Yeah, okay, we're near the Pacific South America coast, so let's just do that. Let's do that. Development cost and tolerance of heathens +2. Oh, I like that. I like the tolerance of heathens +2. We got a lot of heathens out here, so less problems with them. Oh, okay, what is this? Oh, we got light ships. I didn't even realize we were building any. Sick, dude. That's good. Are we building any other light ships? No, not at the moment. So you guys, let me see. So, got the Frota de Lisboa guarding the Ivory Coast. What is this? The Armada Real. 2 barks. Maybe Frota de Lisboa, Armada de Lisboa. Maybe this 13 one should be called the Armada Real. But, I'm not going to obsess too much over that. Instead, we're going to take a look at where should we protect our trade. So, Safi, give us 0.16. Ivory Coast, we could send more there. Cape Good Hope, not going to really do us much good right now. Brazil, a little bit. So, basically, Safi, more to Ivory Coast, and essentially Brazil. Those are basically our options. Or alternatively our home node, right? We'll send some to patrol Safi. Right? Patrol, this whole little area of the Maghreb. Oh, we definitely want to make sure we have at least a level 1 guy of every skill, at least, right? At least. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Uh-oh, they're heading down here. They're trying to attack me over here. Oh, dude, please don't let them go all the way up to Arica and destroy my colony. What is this? Oh, whoa. After recent suggestions of a trade route to India in that direction, what direction? Merchant has gathered his fleet and hired an explorer to explore the uncharted waters of the West. All right. In that case, okay. All right, man. Sure, whatever. Well, we're gonna second explorer then. We'll send our 2 barks. We'll send our 2 light ships. Join up with him. The merchant's got his, expedition together. Let's do it. Let's do our expedition, man. Let's do our expedition. Okay. So you're gonna be exploring the trade route to India then. All right. Why don't you explore the Arabian Sea? How about that? Why not, right? Why not? All right, we'll get Miltech. Yeah, we can get Miltech 10. So we got Admin Tech 8, so we're not going to have unbalanced research corruption nerf. Ooh, nice. We got new types of troops. We got our culverins now. I usually end up going with culverin instead of the pedrero. And we also got the Schwarze Reiter, the Black Riders, a cavalryman equipped with 2 pistols and a sword, sick, and wearing cuirasses for protection. So basically, guys, no more Latin knights, no more of the old knights. We're going to the Schwarze Reiter. Schwarze Reiter. I love the way it sounds. It's great. Yeah. So, guys, momentous occasion in our EU4 adventure, guys. No more old-fashioned, old-school, knights, right? We've got guys riding around on horses, sure, like a breastplate, basically, and 2 pistols, man. And, and a sword, of course, too. But no, knights riding into battle with their lance or anything. That's done, guys. That's done. We had our final joust, man. But yeah, they're using firearms as the primary weapon. Broke with the medieval knights. Tradition of cavalrymen always being equipped with a lance. In battle, they would fire their pistols at the enemy line, then attempt a charge and melee combat to rout enemy soldiers, right? So they fire, boom, with one pistol, boom with the other. They're riding with their sword and cutting everybody up. So that's what we're doing. Schwarze Reiter. All right? Right. So these Guarani, yeah, dude, they're heading up to Arica. Please don't, oh, dude, the Tapuia are already there. Dude, guys, please, don't destroy my colony, dude. Anyway, so this is an interesting thing. A young diplomat from a foreign land reached the court of King Enrique V and wishes for an audience. Apparently, this man is coming from the ancient land of Ethiopia. His fellow Christians, he was sent to offer an alliance with us. I like that. Oh, now when I look over here, I was looking before I started the stream, and I was kind of looking around and seeing what the situation in different areas are. And I commented some to myself, but I didn't really share all the stuff I noticed with everybody else. I mean, Russia, what the heck is going on here, man? Basically, you have the Tartars and expanding and boy rats out here. Oh my God. And the Ottomans coming up here, big scary Ottomans, but they hadn't touched the Levant. They hadn't even touched Karaman, which is allied Mamluk. And I was saying to myself, I guess they're scared. Well, now we see the Ottomans are going into the Mamluks, man. And what's a real shame? For some reason, Fezzan doesn't have a claim on Benghazi here. If they did, we could easily dogpile onto the Mamluks, as the Ottomans are going at them. Well, I have the humiliate rival Casus Belli. I mean, I guess I could go in with that, right? Something I could do. Well, so if the Ottomans end up expanding all crazy into the Mamluk territories, right? Ethiopia, it might not be a bad, ally. Temper the expansion of the Ottomans, or the Mamluks, survive and they start expanding south too. Yeah, basically be a nice counter to the Muslim powers. And look, they're already all the way up here, basically up lower Nubia, so almost pretty much the border of Egypt and Sudan. So anyway, we're too far away from Ethiopia to receive any beneficial help within Europe. Ethiopia might still be used for our ambitions in the Indian Ocean. Okay, so, all right, let's see. So add Ethiopia as a historical friend. So we get an alliance with Ethiopia, and they'll, of course, add us as a historical friend. They'll receive access to Portuguese musketeers as mercenaries if they get into a war with Adal. and if Adal receives aid themselves. That's very specific. Okay, so, well, we could say, oh, it might be useful, yes, but there are better allies in Ethiopia. I'm gonna do this. Allies with Ethiopia. And we're not a historical friend. Well, that does put us a bit above on diplomatic relations, but, you know, probably not too big a deal. We can, you know, one of those diplomatic relations is, you know, military access with Spain. So we just take that out, and boom, we're not losing any more diplo power from, you know, too many diplomatic relations. But honestly, if we really want to at some point anyway, we can take strong duchies, you know. Of course, we're going to be getting our Caracs and Caravels, man. Caracs and Caravels. So, as much as you guys are having a great old time over here, number one, stop drilling. You guys are needed up here to transport some guys, because unfortunately, as it stands today, we still haven't taken, you know, Sousse here, the rest of Sousse. So we're not entirely linked up with Agadir. So now we got these Soussian separatists, these Sus separatists. We need to transport them over to Agadir, apparently. All right? So, is what it is. There was some kind of event or notification or something about, like, I didn't have enough military power for something, but I don't know what the heck it was, to be honest. I clicked too quick and I didn't see. Oh, we got our explorer ready. So we, cool. So yeah, he discovered all these little areas, right? That's cool. Yeah, I think I'll automatically discover these areas. If worst comes to worst, I can hire like an explorer. I could always also like send a colonist to Nazca. That borders Lima, as well as this like sea tile. So we could, so we could declare on, for example, Chimu or this Ichma. Oh, actually, Ichma would be good. It's allied with Chimu, Cusco, and Chachapoya, which I'm not sure exactly where Chachapoya is, but anyway. So, oh yeah, so now we have vision over here, what the deal with the Castilians are. So yeah, they're Tegucigalpa, dude. So I was wrong. So El Salvador basically is actually like a, pretty much a, it's Chorti. It's a Highland Mayan country, right? Wait, hold on. Why is the Zapotec culture spelled with a K? That's bizarre. Anyway, it's a little strange to me. Wouldn't think that it would be. Oh, we got Aztecs here, man. All right. Well, anyway, I think for their next thing, I think what I'll have them do is, well, I guess one option I didn't really think of for expanding to Mexico, we could put like a colonist up here by Sinaloa and, you know, Mazatlan or something, and then go into like the Tarascan, sort of like Michoacan and Jalisco region. Sort of like a, you know, go in from the north to the Pacific coast instead of the Atlantic coast, which the Spanish are doing, or the Castilians are doing. It's definitely an option, absolutely. But Something just occurred to me though. You know, I don't know if like the Castilians even have the ability to declare war though on their own because they're a personal union. Ooh, Castilian Brazil themselves is colonizing. Ugh. You know, they're a junior partner of a personal union. They're a junior partner. I don't think they can even declare any wars. Ghosted counselor for the Royal Council. Trade efficiency. That is, I believe that would be diplomatic power. 50% cheaper, so 3 is 6.44. Yeah, all right. Oh. Uh. Yeah, okay. The skill 3 advisor over here that I was based off of, oh, it's going to be half of this, was already a half-priced guy. I should have known that by looking at the skill 2. Nice. Okay. Should I hire him? Right now, no. I don't think so. So, look, let's see if we have, any really important marketplaces to build. Garb. Well, I mean, yes and no. Gotta pay down debt. I know that's lame. Sorry. I think it's like one of the best investments I can even make, It's like, further out of this stupid debt crap, and it lowers the interest payments every time, so. I think it's important. I think it's really important. Yeah, so they're about to take Arica. Please don't destroy my colony. You just occupy it or something. Sick. Okay, now I can, well, 145 per year. I guess I can just let that go on its own, right? It's gonna be done soon enough. I could, for example, put someone in Nazca. Oh, out of colonial range because of all that. Well then, in that case, it's colonial Colombia. How close are these? Oh, these guys are over there. How close are these dudes to exploring? Well, they'll be there soon enough. I don't really want to waste like the time they have. I don't want to waste colonists' time. You get what I'm saying? So maybe I should just send one to Calabar. Yeah, I'm going to send him to Calabar. So we're going to send this guy over here, right? Kill these rebels. Then we're going to immediately send him down to Calabar. Attack the native tribes here. Because they're high for aggressiveness, high ferocity. And then we'll, get working on our center of trade, right, in the Ivory Coast and Calabar. That's important. That's important. That's a good use of our colonists' time, right? I think so. So, oh yeah, also one thing I looked at, it's amazing like how small the armies of Fezzan and Torgat are. I mean, it's kind of pathetic, to be honest with you. Like some of the most pathetic vassals ever. I mean, genuinely. It's hilarious. And so I mentioned earlier that I would basically try to some claims on Aragon, and also make sure to embargo them. They're rivals, so issue embargo. Get ourselves apparently three free power projection. That's cool. Issue embargo on the Mamluks, 2. Extra, 1, apparently. I don't know why 1. Well, I don't know why Aragon is 3 and Mamluks is 1. Maybe Aragon's closer. I don't know. But we got them embargoed. So, probably help us a little bit, I guess. Or at least, I know, embargoes, they, if you have someone rivaled, it doesn't really give you any debuffs. So, that's good. Oh, nicely done. They took Tapuya. So we're still working on the Guaranis here. Oh, okay. So yeah, they're en route to Calabar, this colonist. Let's see what our other guys are doing over here. Ilha do Cirne. Well on their way, man. They're well on their way. So we don't want to expand our, amount of colonies too, significantly at this point. Should we let an Ethiopian marry into the Spanish throne? Or should we send a Spanish princess over to Ethiopia? Wow, they're an empire. The Solomonid. You know what? I'll let the Solomonid dynasty, I'll let the dynasty of King Solomon into our court. All right. Sure. Because, they talk about in the description for, Portugal that, we might find Prester John. Well, I mean, dude, a lot of people are of the concept that Prester John was basically based off of the king of Ethiopia, pretty much. So, yeah, man. Basically, we've got Prester John's dynasty of King Solomon married into us. All right? So that's cool. And does our alliance with Ethiopia give us any more, any more stuff? Would Ethiopia be willing to come through? No. They don't owe us favors. They don't owe us favors. So do I have to curry favors in Ethiopia? Apparently I've got to curry favors in Ethiopia if they want to come and slide with us on the Mamluks. Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, I mean, sure. Okay. How many favors do I have with France? I feel like I have a ton of favors with France. 66 favors. So what can I get with these favors right now? Is there anything I can get from favors right now? I can't get any ducats. I can get more trust. That's important. That's important. Yeah, we want to keep our trust with France up high. These dude, I'm telling you, the last thing we want is France turning on us. That is the last thing we want. And I suspect it will happen should Castillo be integrated. That's what I suspect will happen. But on that one, we will see. So how about we? Okay, we don't even have a breach in the wall yet, so we can't assault. Because I mean, native forts is super easy to assault. Whoa, whoa! It's like 3 investments, 3 things at once. So, dude, gold rush. Our miners have hit a massive deposit of gold. Massive amounts of money are flowing into the treasury. That's beautiful. We love that. We love that. We love that. So we're gonna do 2 things. Let's embrace colonialism. Okay. We could do naval doctrine, right? Potentially. Sailors modifier, blockade impact on siege, key, marines force limit, evil barrage, ship boarding, chance to capture enemy ships, that's kind of cool. Merchant navy, ship trade power, that's huge. Free oarsmen, galley combat ability. Fleet in being. Okay. Is there none that like affect our like treasure fleets? I guess not, right? Trade company investments. What are these? I don't even know what these are. Trade company provinces in the same area. Local defensiveness. Wow. So we get local trade. Ooh, local trade power. Okay. Entire same area gets production efficiency. Jeez. And that's not just the trade company provinces. That's all provinces in that same area. That's huge. That's huge. Company depot. That's huge. Portuguese district. Same area. Development costs, local tax. Same area gets local goods produced. That's huge. Production efficiency. That's really crazy, actually. And governance. Well, manpower modifier doubled. Well, sailor modifier doubled. Dude, to me, that's pretty intense, dude. What is this? States. That's intense, those investments. So that's cool. I'm not going to do that right now, but, you know, something to do when we have just a ton of money flowing in. So we have still 10 more loans. Yeah, we'll dump the rest of this money into paying off more loans. Getting out of debt. We want to get out of debt. And, ooh, that inflation, dude. We got to reduce inflation at least once here, unfortunately. Anyway, so trade company trouble. Ooh. So the Guinea company has run into serious financial troubles. They cite a lack of expansion together with increased competition from other nations' trade companies. So in the long run, we need to help them expand, make sure they're the most powerful company in the region. For now, though, what they need is infusion of working capital and military and naval resources. So basically, for the next 10 years, it'll mess up this province, right? It was a different one, actually, right? Befada. Okay, so, I mean, we're not even getting much from this. We're getting, like, you know, obviously some trade benefits. It's not our problem. Forget about it, man. And 0.3? Make it 0.3 here? Well, forget it, dude. Raise autonomy so we don't have to worry about these idiots. I mean, who the heck cares? Anyway, menace from Aruba. Aruba, Jamaica. Oh, I want to take it. So after a rather turbulent beginning with the natives of Aruba, we finally managed to convince them of our good intentions. As we made landfall, two men, one old and one young, approached our ship. They were not interested in our gifts. When a musket was fired overhead to make them back away, it wounded the older man slightly. I've always been confused by this because what do you mean it was shot over their heads, and so then how do you get wounded, right? Anyway, so they shot one of the natives, in other words. They ran to their huts and brought men who threw spears at our crew until they were chased off after 2 more rounds were fired. Adults fled in the woods, leaving their children behind. Some small trinkets and beads were left behind with the children as a gesture of friendship before the expedition members retreated to their ships. If they return, kill them. Or, let them understand we meant them no harm. Aruba, is that a center trade? I mean, Eh. I'll take the 10 prestige. The return Caleb. Okay. All right. I mean, Aruba, it might be a good place, you know, a good place to colonize, center of trade, right? I mean, if we're interested, you know, if we're really serious about our Caribbean colony here. Oh, yeah. Are these guys done over here? They got to hurry up and take that province because I believe our colonists are already almost in Calabar. We need to get them over there quick because that's going to be a quick revolt. That's going to happen quick. Arica, by the way, where are you guys at? Almost 700. Cool, man. Almost 700. Beautiful. Can we take this Guarani province and just get done with this little stupid war here? Take, you know, these two provinces, add them to our colonial nation, just be done with it. Nicely done. Took Agadir. Over here. What is this? Request for knowledge sharing. So what does that do? An unenlightened mob of Ethiopia are asking for the chance to catch up in technological progress via the means of knowledge sharing, giving them 1% growth towards colonialism in their capital area provinces. Naturally, will demand a monthly fee at 10% of their income if they accept. Steal? Of course. Of course. Of course. So basically, we're sending essentially advisors over to Ethiopia to help them modernize their capital, which is where? Butana? What? Did like a tag or something that didn't start with as Ethiopia, like form Ethiopia or something? Can you? I mean, I'm not even sure you could do that. I don't know if it works that way, but that's fascinating. Okay. All right. That's yeah, no, it's super weird that the capital is there, but I suppose that's, you know, it's whatever. So it's going to be in their capital province, which apparently is Upper Nubia. Bizarre. Oh, it's got prosperity. Wow. Well, yeah, speaking of which, does anywhere in my country have prosperity? I know you can see that under devastation. Wow, look how prosperous Ethiopia is. No prosperity for me. How close are we to prosperity, though? Not that close. No prosperity for me. Wow. No prosperity for me. Wow. And remind me, what exactly does prosperity do? Development costs, goods produced, and economy change. That's good stuff. That's good. We want that. We definitely want that. I think it was messed up because we had some like basically rebels essentially. And it couldn't have helped when we were decreasing autonomy, obviously. So maybe we shouldn't have done that. Just maybe. Just maybe. Right? Just maybe, eh? Anyway, are we losing money? Why are we losing money? Huh. Okay. A lot of it's army maintenance. And, you know, we have increased colonial maintenance because, you know, we have Arica here, and we decided instead of wasting the guy's time, we had to send him to Calabar, which I think is ultimately probably worth it, to be honest with you. To be completely honest. Hey guys, get over here. The Swabantu? Not for long, dude. Not for long. Not for long. Oh yeah, another thing. What are our guys doing? Incurring more favors in France and Aragon. Yeah, so we definitely need to, if we're ever thinking about enacting that sort of plan I talked about early on in the stream of attacking Aragon, just Grand Republic. Oh, so that's why it didn't become part of, like it didn't end up with a PU under Castile. So there was no Iberian wedding or any of that event. And, Castile ended up under France. And I mean, there basically was like an Iberian wedding, but except it was like Castile under France. I guess that's maybe what happens or something if like Aragon becomes a republic. There's a chance for that. I don't know. But President Dominic Amick. Okay. So yeah, if we ever want to consider like going in on them, we got to build that spy network up. We got to put some claims down. Hey you. Wow, how perfect. Oh, that's one of the reasons our colonial maintenance is so high. The Gold Coast here wasn't even done yet. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. Well, that adds up. I didn't even realize that. Well, thanks for finishing. That's good. Wow, just like that. Completely, totally indigenous population free. Don't feel right saying that. It's not good, but it's EU4. It's not real life. As I always said. So, alright, dudes. We got these stupid Moroccan separatists messing around here. Those guys are a pain. Explore ready. Well, we'll send you to different parts of the Americas. Guys, what do you think would happen if we send these guys to circumnavigate the globe? Do you think they'll survive? I don't know. I'm skeptical, to be honest. Well, let's send them to the Southeast Pacific at first. Like, maybe we'll explore some of these little areas so we can at least have like maybe like an explorer to track, right? So these guys over here, what are these guys doing? Oh, they're still exploring the Arabian Sea, man. But pretty soon, I wanna try with some of these guys to circumnavigate. I want to get first circumnavigation. So hold on. Hold 3 thrones? Oh. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so jeez. Okay. Atlantic slave trade we have as an event. Does that mean we have like these slave producing provinces? We do. Benguela is a slave producing province. Oh man. So the exploitation of land and resources in the New World colonies led to extensive use of slave labor. A large part of the indigenous population died from overwork and diseases spread from Europe. The labor shortage soon became problematic. Indentured servitude lessened this somewhat, but failed to provide the workforce needed. By the way, guys, indentured servitude basically is like, so someone moves from Europe to the, in this context, indentured servitude is someone who moves from Europe to the Americas, and basically you pay for their ticket over, but then they have to work for you, or you have to work for someone for a certain set amount of time, and then after that you get your land, and then you can live the rest of your life, right? So, yeah. The solution became the Atlantic slave trade, where slaves captured or brought along the West African coast were transported to Brazil. Over 3 million African slaves were sent to Brazil. Mainly went to work on the vast sugar plantations. So, take a look at that. Yeah, so, yeah, man. Got sugar plantations, man. We got cocoa plantations, man. We've got, what type of plantations? Coffee plantations, right? Oh, down here there are going to be tobacco plantations, right? So we get Crown should not get involved. 10 prestige. Gets African slaves for the next 50 years, giving us global tariffs. Hey guys, it's EU4, not real life. You know, sorry. You know, we're playing Portugal, dude. Playing Portugal. So I guess we're selling these slaves to the Spanish, apparently, because they seem to have most of the sugarcane plantations. So, or to the Castilian Brazil colony under Viceroy Alonso Pizarro. No kidding. Okay. Whoa. All right. Pizarro, okay. Kind of getting freaky. Kind of getting. I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that. I don't even know what to say to that. So, oh yeah, hold on. We need it. Okay, so colonial Canada's England now. When am I going to get something? Like, can I get something, please? Can I? Please? Please? I guess I have to finish this colony here first, right? Man. Anyway, so let me recall this dude from France here. Cancel curry favors. You can get that dude back. So we can take both these guys. Take all the money they can get. Of course, war reparations, obviously. Boom. Done. So yeah, as you can see, Tapuia, they moved over here, right? Took their stuff with them, basically. Right? This kind of gives us like a basically half-abandoned little area. Only a few guys left. Same with this one, you know. It's whatever. It's what provinces of Morocco. Make it all nice and yellow. Well, meanwhile, we have the Reformation going. So we got, wow, Berlin is this center of Reformation. Rostock and Memmingen. Fascinating. Berlin. I've never seen Berlin, and I don't think I've ever seen Memmingen. I might have seen become a center of Reformation. Berlin or Rostock. Memmingen, Berlin, und Rostock. Fascinating. Okay. Definitely fascinating. Speed of which these Ottomans have converted some of these. Well, actually, never mind. They don't really have that many Muscovite or Slavic provinces at all, really. Seems fascinating that Akkoyonlu is allied to the Ottomans. I don't understand why the Ottomans would be interested in alliance with Akkoyonlu. Like, I would think they would be wanting to expand through them, but whatever. Yeah, if we had enough favors with Ethiopia right now, I mean, I would just kind of go in there as soon as I get rid of these rebels. I mean, why not, right? You know, humiliate rival, pillage their capital, steal their ducats, you know, maybe give a couple provinces to Fazan. Or heck, maybe I could even take the Sharika and Suez. All Suez. Right? Get the canal zone, man. Get ourselves the not the Panama, the Suez Canal. That'd be kind of sick, right? Could be. Whoa, Songhai. Wow. I would go in on Joloff right now, but admin power, dude. Admin power. I don't want to be coring things up right now. I really don't. So this port. Cool. The settlement has come to act as an entrepot for the entire region, and foreign as well as local traders go there to conduct their trade. Sick, dude. Cool. Wow, we got an entrepot. Beautiful. Beautiful. Rio de la Plata. Very good. Come on, hurry up, colony in Arica. So we got basically like a year and a half, 2 years on that. Then we'll finally have our colonial nation. And then they'll give us a treaty Tordesillas for this area, I believe. Yeah. So, I think at this point, I might go ahead and decide to start, give subsidies. So, I'm a little confused. Duration 10 years, money 1.15. So, I don't know if that's per month, per year, or whatever. I'm assuming it's per month, so let's just see if we can give him that. Hasn't popped up yet. We'll see, let's see. See how this changes our income. Guess it'll probably take a month. Gotta have that admin power, dude. Hold on. All right. Subsidies. Okay, yeah, it's per month. All right, hopefully with that they can start, they can start colonizing, right? I mean, I would think that'd be good enough. Let's start, discovering the sea here, right? See if we can set up the situation for circumnavigation, shall we? That'd be kind of sick, wouldn't it? You know what? No, forget that. Forget that. Going all the way down. You guys are going to chill. Going to drill. You're going to chill and drill. So what we're going to do, we're going to chill and drill. All right, guys, we're going to chill and drill. Gonna have to reduce inflation, dude. Gotta do it. Gotta be consistent about that. Production, what can we get? 0.18. Church in Lisbon, 0.36. I feel like that's worth it. Porto, 0.2. I might hold off on that one. But with that, do we have any burger loans left? Oh, so we don't have any burger loans left at all, do we? We're no longer indebted to the burgers, huh? Nope. We're not indebted to the burgers anymore. That's beautiful. Oh, and Aragon. Hello. So... should claim Dra or Alcant. Alacant. Suppose we'll go Alacant. And that space is good enough. All right, so let's suppose that we declare war on Aragon, okay? So we've got all these, wow, okay, we've got a bunch of different Casus Bellis, actually. I'm about to have a regular one of ours. And so, yeah, it's a lot of guys who would come over, but we could bring in France. That enough would be enough to win. We could bring in Naples, too, why the heck not? Bring in England. Oh, what the heck, right? Or, I don't know. Should we bring in England? It's just that, I guess what I'm concerned about is that... Whoa, no data. Whoa, what's going on here? Okay, we got some data back. We're good. Yeah, we had no data on the stream there for a second. But yeah, dude, so... I'm hoping that this pans out. The subsidy actually makes him do something here. Please. Colonize, please. Let us bring in England as well when we do that. And I mean, could just do that right now. Like, I mean, honestly. I mean, why not, right? Let's do it in like a year or so. Also put the sort of provinces here, or in our sort of strategic importance zone. Rising support amongst the Moroccan population, tremendous. That's a good modifier. Yeah, so put these areas as sort of a vital interest, right? Right. So that's cool. So, oh yeah, I meant to mention, Austria just completely kneecapped as a nation in this one. They have, yeah, okay, so no PU on Hungary. You know, I mean, Munich is a junior partner. Whoa, dude. Crazy. The king of PUs in EU4 only has Munich as a PU. Not even all of Bohemia. Warned by France and Austria. They can't do anything, basically. Meanwhile, Hungary is more influential than anyone else, and, well, not that I mean, took a province of Hungary, but, like, yeah, dude. Hungary's still independent. They've lost province to Poland, some provinces to the Ottomans. Who are they even allied with? Denmark, Thuringia, Mantua, Tuscany, and the Netherlands. Which basically just kind of means that they're essentially defenseless in the face of the Ottomans. I mean, like if I were the Ottoman player, I would just go in right now. I'm sure they probably have, the claims on all of Hungary. If I was the Ottoman player, I'd go in so fast on Hungary, it would make your head spin. Wow. Mamluks really recuperated from that pretty quickly. Jeez. All right. What are we going to do? How much papal influence are we getting? 1 per year? Bless the ruler. Maybe church tax. A lot of good things you can actually do. Ooh, ivory, huh? Tariffs on sugar. Yeah. Ivory, that's a good trade. Good. That's beautiful. Put that in the Portuguese Guinea Company as well. That's really nice. That's tremendous, actually. So this will be done quite soon. This one will be done quite soon. As soon as I've kind of discovered these dudes here, I'm gonna start fabricating claims. Meanwhile, probably improve. You know, I guess we could send this other dude improve some relations. Improve relations with why Scotland? I don't really care about that. Let's improve relations with the Ottomans, right? They're powerful. We should be on their good side. That'd be a good thing. Don't you guys think? I think so. I think so. Right, so... Okay. Where are you guys at? Okay, you're over here. Where are you guys at? Oh. Bring in France. Or England, we'll bring in France. And we'll bring in Naples. Bring in everybody. And meanwhile, you guys kind of let's go over there and spy and see where these troops are for these dudes. Right? Okay. They're hanging out over there by Barcelona. 37,000 of them. We kind of like to avoid too much conflict with those dudes. In all honesty. Those dudes directly. But, yeah, Naples, you're getting in here. France. Hold the phone. You're getting in here. England, come through. And that's, well, okay, first, let's do this. Let's confirm this. We got this. We totally got this. Our colony in Arica has grown enough to be has become self-sustaining. And we got the Treaty of Tordesillas. Pope affirms our legal right to colonial La Plata. And we got the colonial nation Rio de Prata. Rio de Prata. Oh, and in the meantime, look at this, guys. Our Portuguese Brazil is now colonizing for themselves. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. And meanwhile, I'm having some lag on the stream, it looks like. Let me take my phone off of Wi-Fi. That might help. And people are leaving the stream because it's laggy. I'm not really sure why it is, because I did a speed test on here, before, and I'm getting really good upload speed, so I don't really understand exactly what the problem is. I really don't. It's saying, we recommend that you use a stream bitrate of 2,500. Well, guess what? I tried that, and you know what happened? I couldn't get any dang signal. It literally was showing me nothing, not a thing. So, I don't know. I'll tell you, man, if I ever want to get a decent good viewership, I got to get rid of this lag problem. I'm not really sure how, though, to be completely honest with you. It kind of stinks. It really does. Especially in such a great and significant part of our stream right here. I mean, my goodness. I'm looking at the playback over here, and it looks like garbage, dude. Look at this. Is this seriously how it's, like, looking? Live? Oh, dude, this looks like trash, man. Oh my god. Like, it looks so bad. I guess it's just everyone in this house is always using the Wi-Fi, you know? So I just don't have... I just can't stream well, I guess. Dude, oh my god. Oh my god. Holy mackerel, dude. I got so preoccupied with the fact that, you know, I had a bad stream connection and I just fumbled the bag, dude. Oh my god. Because I sent them to go back over to Albuquerque here. And so what happened is these guys just came around, won the battle there, they just immediately just stack wiped my guys regrouping over here. Dude, I suck at this. Oh my god. Well, okay. Okay, I mean... Wow. And so I got... okay, I got two options. I mean, I can alt F4, you know, and just go back. I could do that. Yeah, you know, I think that's an occasion we could justify alt F4ing, right? I think we could justify that. I don't think that that's like too crazy to like alt F4 in like a circumstance right like that. Besides, I kind of need to, you know, use the restroom. I'm gonna step out and take a quick little break anyway, while that while the game restarts, and then we'll do that the right way. Holy moly! Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Oh man! All right, guys. I'll be right back. Quick break. subscribe, guys. Subscribe, man. If you're down. So it looks like it started like right before we declared war. So we'll do that once more. This time we'll do it right. We'll make once again the war goal a la Kant, but we'll play things a little bit more chill. We'll wait for these guys to kind of come our direction, right? You know, and also while we're at it, dude, let's make a few more cannons. I noticed we don't have a lot of cannons. We really do not, right? We really don't. Really don't. So it doesn't really matter where we make them, honestly. Doesn't make a huge difference. We'll make like 5 more. How about that? Nice. We got our Prata again, right? So yeah, boom. War started. So okay. So these guys immediately went up. Attack Roussillon, but they decided to kind of turn back. I think it would. That's beautiful. Exactly what. So yeah, these guys can go mess up the Spanish a little bit, or the Castilian, sorry, a little bitty bit. And oh man, look at that! Look at that Dutch army coming in. Wow, that's intense. Oh, and Genoese coming down this way. Okay, you know what? How about we do this? Let's go over here, deal with these Genoese. Let's do that. Right? Meanwhile, where should I send you guys? I guess we'll send you guys to every coast as well. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Mauritius. Sick, dude. Oh, so I'm seeing Australia right here. Okay. Now I think we take these guys, and I think we send them to Havana, shouldn't we? Said Andalus. No, we're not gonna do that. Uh-oh. 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 We've got the Spanish starting over here. Let's see if we can beat them to getting this Treaty of Tordesillas, huh? Hopefully we can beat them to it, right? Ugh. Hopefully. What's cool about Havana too is that we can also, if we want to, we can like fabricate a claim on the Ichisi here, and we could take out Florida, get ourselves a nice little, you know, colony in Florida, right? Maybe we could even get the Treaty of Tordesillas on Eastern America. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? I think so. Yeah, dude, like, I don't know why my stream is just working so trash, dude. I don't know what the deal with that is. I don't know what is going on with that. But nicely done, you guys. Nicely done, Brazil. You guys are expanding over there. But yeah, we're gonna go deal with these. I'm gonna go deal with these Genoese, right? So France, okay? So they're kind of focusing on Savoy for whatever reason. That's cool. I mean, they deal with Savoy. We'll piece them out, get some money, split it between us, right? Oh, dead advisor. Palo de Cunha. I like, yeah, fort defense. Okay. We can go with that. Okay, you guys got another exploration mission in ya. Southwest Pacific. I'll send you over there. Doing a lot of exploration. That's good. So here, we will send this 10 over here. And we'll have these guys sort of pursue these guys and try to take them out, right, before they get too much, too much craziness going down here in Fazan. New draperies. Wow, okay, cloth. That's 16,000. They can definitely take out these Genoese. That shouldn't be too big an issue. Send, yeah, like 3 of our artillery regiments over there to help these guys out. Let's take the stability. Beautiful. Nicely done, France. You've chased out the... Well, actually, you've lost a fort to the Dutch, so that's not really that great. Working on retaking it. I don't know what the Dutch are doing now. Cool. Whoa, what is this? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Norumbega discovered. Yucatan Company, Mosquito Coast. Ski. Whoa, okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, England got colonialism. So the people of Norumbega are tall, clever, handsome, with a language that shares a lot of words with Latin. We'd hope for a small town with some gold and furs, but... How would they randomly get 3 rivers? Trois rivers. Okay. We hope for a small town with some gold, but they far exceed all expectations. The rich land, gold mine, and fur trade. It's an old Viking settlement, so much that we have gathered from the people. They are willing to trade with us. The gold mine seems to contain an endless stream of gold. As long as we provide our own workforce, we are allowed to mine it. And so where is this? It's weird. Monacan. Where's that? Monacan. Okay, I don't really know where that is. So the end of the game, local development cost minus 20%. Local trade power plus 50%. Global produce modifier plus 50% until the end of the game. 800 ducats and 4 of, oh my, that's a crazy mission. Dude, that's a nuts mission. Well, that's a nuts event. Like, what? Wow. Oh, man, okay. It's wild to me that they're just getting all these, like, random provinces here. I mean, can they even core this up? I mean, how would England even core these places? They can't. Wild, okay. Oh, great. Spanish are focusing on, Spanish are focusing on the Caribbean. Sick. Sick. So should we just making plenty of money. Yeah, we'll recall you guys from here and stick another guy down on, somewhere in the Caribbean. Ideally another trade center, right? Let's go Aruba. They've got only 500 natives, so they're not going to be able to destroy our colony here. Guess we're all going in on Aruba, right? We're going to try to see if we can beat the Spanish. See if we can try to beat the Spanish to this area. Gonna see if we can beat them to the Treaty Tordesillas over here. Anyway, so cool. Nicely done. You guys, you beat the Genoese over here. We're gonna try to take this fort. These guys are gonna link up with them. Make some good progress there. Meanwhile, the army of Aragon is getting beat down by these French. Oh, nice. And apparently we're the ones occupying Alcante. So that's beautiful. That's really good. So is there anyone who already would be down to peace out the enemies? No, unfortunately not yet. Savoy wouldn't be down. But these French guys these French are going to just about to leap on the Savoyards, try to retake Geneva. That's what's about to happen right now. So, cool. These guys will take that fort. You guys, yeah, make your way back over here, link up with the other guys, and we can make some progress, right? We can make some progress. Meanwhile, yeah, man, we can pay more loans. Right? How many more loans do we have? 6? Not bad. Not bad anymore. Not bad at all. It truly actually was amazing how well those Spanish ships are holding up against the Aragonese, to be honest. Vast and new technology. It's not too bad, right? And we can already start claiming Cocomas. I think we should start building our spy network there. Because, yeah, it doesn't seem like the Spanish are really actively attacking in Mexico. So, yeah, I mean, that's good then. So we can get our... Yeah, dude. Yeah, faulty Pifle. Dude, man, I don't know what's been going on, dude. It's I don't know what's been going on. I'm having issues with the stream. Yeah, man, it sucks. I don't know why. I feel like I shouldn't be having issues with the stream, dude, because, I mean, I have a good upload speed. You know, my bit rate's configured in the the recommended settings. Like, I don't know what the heck the deal is. It might just be that other people are using the Wi-Fi. You know, I don't know. But hey, man, like and subscribe, dude. Like and subscribe on that amazing note. On that amazing, amazing note. Please, please. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, and I think I'm completely off now. Thank you, man. Thank you. Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. I'm sorry. I'm married. I'm married. Actually. Sorry about that. But yeah, I don't know. I took my phone off the Wi-Fi here, so hopefully that'll help. I don't know. But yeah, everyone's. Oh, the French are going on offensive against the Dutch here. That's beautiful to see. And sorry about the background noise. There, some TV being watched in the background at a very high volume, apparently. Yeah. But hey, like I said, man. Aw, come on. Unsubscribing because married? What? Ayo, 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 ayo. We've got our new king. He's the Chad. He's the King Chad. King Howell the third Chad. They trust him, Marna Chad. 555. I love to see it. I love to see it. And apparently we can get a new age ability as the age is ending in like 5 minutes. I guess we'll go with the adaptive terrain bonus. Okay, active. Yeah, sure. That's cool. Dude, Faulty Piffle, did you leave because of that? Did you leave this? Oh no! Oh no, my guys! No! My poor soldiers. My poor soldiers. Get him, Spain. Get him, Castile. Get him. Portuguese don't really like him. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with these types, man. Oh, I'll take a skill 2 national manpower modifier. I think we better. That puts us in the red. Whatever. Yeah, we gotta get that. I did not leave, by the way. Your stream's just cutting out, and it's kind of annoying. Es que los directos no se sirven, no es suficiente internet porque la gente se está usando demasiado o no sé, o simplemente es los computadores, no sé. No sé qué onda. Pero oficialmente es insuficiente. Internet. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Oh, national decision. Advancement of Religion Act. I don't know. See, I like more missionary strength. That institution spread, I don't know, man. I want to be careful with that. I'm not sure it's really worth it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I'm gonna. How about that? My parents and um, they'd be using the Wi-Fi, so who knows? Oh, now I think the stew's just completely gone. Oh. For now, well, let's see. I don't know. I don't even know. Okay. Well, all right. That's super funny. That's super funny. Oh, I'm gonna take a load. What? I haven't had to take a load in forever. I haven't had to take a loan in forever. What is this? Loans? Okay, cool. Wow, another Hawao. Manuel. How about Manuel? I like that, Manuel. What kind of stats does he have? It's decent. It's decent. Well, also part of the reason why I'm losing so much money right now is I'm like reinforcing my army. Anyway, let's see. Who wants to leave this war? Genoa? What about you guys? Sorry, yeah, Genoa. You want to like pay me a bunch of money? You can always. Like, we got $7 of that. That sucked. Should have just taken the province. That was stupid. Oscar. Havana's producing tobacco, and someone attacked the Havana types. Attacked our little province here. What? What? Well, I don't think they can really do much. Yeah, good to see some progress coming here. You know, if I don't get the whole, you know, the treaty of Tordesillas and like all, you know, full colonialization or something, even if I just have like literally just Havana and Aruba, that's cool. They're two centers of trade, you know. Out. That's it? That's all you're willing? That's fine. That's cool. That's all right. I'm cool with that. All right. So, Netherlands. How do you guys feel about getting out of this? 800. Wow. Okay. All right. Nice, dude. Yeah, okay, so they're all out of the war now. So, cool. Basically, the ducats essentially went to mostly Spain, France, or Castile and France. That's okay. You know, it's paying them for, you know, their participation, man. I mean, they help me out. They can get, you know, I don't have too much of a problem with giving them some ducats, right? That's okay. That's fine by me. Then, okay, what happens, for instance, if we were to take all of these? Wouldn't be that bad. It wouldn't give us much aggressive expansion. It really wouldn't. Like, it really wouldn't. This would, though, kind of. What if we took, like, these provinces kind of randomly? Or, like, here's a random thought. What if we took, like, Sardinia? Sardinia and Valencia. Well, I don't know. Again, I don't want to be spending like the admin power, really. I really don't, you know. Because these I'm just gonna release, but like, so let's take the number and subtract it by 300. That's like, yeah, 160 admin power for those. It's actually not that bad if you think about it. That's manageable. That's not too crazy. Oh, wait, hold on. Barcelona? Who occupies Barcelona? Ah, Castile. Okay. So we can't pillage their capital. That's fine. War reparations to Portugal. Thank you very much. Why don't we steer trade power? Take a visa. Just the heck of it, right? Nah, you know what? Instead of transfer trade power, yeah, let's take Sardinia, dude. Here, hold on for a second here. Here. Faulty, Piffle. If you're still in here, why don't you add me on Discord? Put your Discord in the chat. And meanwhile, I think that's acceptable. We're going to take Valencia, release him as a vassal, then annex Sardinia. It'll allow us to, you know, and that's kind of cool because it's in the Genoa trade node, which is like downstream from Seville. And so that way we can start bringing some trade upstream and from Valencia upstream to Seville. So that'll help us. That'll help us. It definitely can't hurt, right? But now we are going to basically right off the bat here release Valencia. Or alternatively, for example, we could actually release Sardinia, but I'm going to go with Valencia. Let's release Valencia. Beautiful. Beautiful little vassal right here. Valencia. And what ideas do they have? Religious and diplomatic. Why do they have religious? Oh, like, I don't really know what the point of that would be. And now, yeah, Portuguese Sardinia. That's kind of random, but yeah, we'll core it up. Yeah, you know, we spent some admin power, you know, but look at how much admin power we're getting now. 14 a month. It's pretty good. That's pretty darn good, dude. Or trade company investments. Pay a loan. How many more do we have left? 6 loans left. Not too bad. So yeah, amazing victory. Just tremendous, right? We conquered the province of Aragon. We're above, you know, above 50 power projection. Beautiful. We've got a nice vassal. Valencia. Of course, one option is we could save the Diplo power and take Sardinia as a vassal. But honestly, nah. Well, that is unless there's like gonna be like, you know, 1 million rebels over there or something. 11? Nah, dude. We'll just on the Yucatan here. And because of that, we're going to bring our beautiful Tercio de Americas over to Havana. All right. And we're going to cross over and we're going to take the dang Yucatan. We're going to integrate this. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to create that Portuguese Mexico, and then we're just going to go in on all these different little states, and we're going to conquer the absolute heck out of Mexico, man. And it's going to be just going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be just amazing. And meanwhile, I expected to have been able to automatically like discover these adjacent provinces by now to fabricate a claim on these areas in Peru, but apparently not. Not yet. I don't know what the deal with that is. But yeah, tremendous victory over here. Just absolutely great. Tremendous. I expect Valencia is actually going to be a good vassal unlike Torget or Frazan. Ridiculous. You know what? You know what? I take it back. I am gonna put Sardinia as a vassal because I wanna save this admin power. So what I'm gonna do is we're getting strong duchies. Oh no, they already have strong duchies. We already have that. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Sorry. Oops. Hold on. Am I seeing that they have 4 colonists somehow? Do they get like a colonist from, maybe they get a colonist from their national ideas or something. I don't know. And they have way higher, you know, way higher settler chance than me. And I mean, part of that is that, like, you know, global settler, okay, part of that is that they have in the general colonization law, you know, higher settler chance, but that doesn't make up the difference. And obviously we want to get caught up in admin tech, but I think at this point, we're gonna focus the ideas, man. We're also going to start spying on Ichisi, because why not, right? Why not? Why not get set up in Florida? It's also part of the Caribbean trade node, dude. You know? It is. So I think it's worth it. Can't hurt, right? Totally can't hurt. You know, and also I think like some of these areas are also colonial Eastern America. I think this is like colonial Mississippi. Could also, you know, conquer them, get like. Yeah, I mean, because it doesn't seem like, it seems like Castile, without their, you know, independence from France, aren't really attacking any of the natives, you know, any of the native nations. So basically, we kind of have a free reign in that regard, as it seems. I don't know. Oh yeah, how are these guys doing? Oh yeah, these guys are gonna. I don't think these guys are gonna make it. This fleet is left port and is out of supply range for the nearest core port, and cannot be assigned a new mission until we trust. You know. Yeah. So we don't want that. Alternatively, though, we can also ask them for ducats. Ooh. Whoa, dude. Whoa. Age of Reformation. East to West, the age of religious conviction, debates, and mass movements. In Europe, Protestantism is entrenched while millenarianism takes hold of Iran and religious syncretism shapes Indian society. Okay. Wow. All right. Okay. No kidding. So convert provinces. Okay, we have that. Age missions fulfilled. Age objectives fulfilled, which caused our power projection to immediately go up, actually. Converted another nation. Force converted another nation. We've done that. Yep. Create a colonial empire. We're working on it. Unify culture. Owns all Iberian provinces. Oh, chill. Embrace the humanist or religious idea group. It's not happening for me anytime soon. Change state religion to Protestant, Reformed, Anglican, or Hussite. Not going to do that, I don't think. Asian trade. Ooh, gains trade bonuses from either silk, spices, or Chinaware. We're going to have to work on that one, won't we? Pass the Blasphemy Act. Yeah, we'll do that. Tolerance of heretics. I don't even have any heretics. It's basically free missionary strength, essentially. Against these Muslims, man, we gotta watch out for them. Sick. Yeah, I just can't wait to be able to get some. Hold on. Let me see something. Be able to get some gold. All right. Let's see what happens if we just co-belligerate all these people. Okay, I'm not super confident about this decision because it might end up being like kind of like a lot of guys. I feel like I can take them. And shield all core belligerate these guys as well, and that should do it. Because that's a lot of dudes. That's a lot. That's a whole heck of a lot. What? Oh, Mindanao coast. Yeah. 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 No, it's not happening. They're done. Matchlock musket? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Okay, we can't go over here. Wait till the end of this month right now. And just try to see if we can go in on these guys. Can we just go straight here without having to take a ship? Oh, they're already trying to run. Oh, they don't even stand a chance. Or do they? Or do they? If, you know, when I resume next stream, if it, you know, starts up right before I declared the war. We'll see. We'll see. So anyway, guys, thank you all for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it.